Indianapolis. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. They started on the ground with Eckler. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. Right away, they rack up 10 yards on their first play from scrimmage.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times, defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Down and they stick with Eckler. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. It's Eckler again. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receivers?
Oh, Hal loses it. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Texans will take over.
Here we go.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. So, Charles, for this offense, we've been talking all year about how difficult it would be to run the table. And you gave me your chances early in the year. You thought maybe 25%. A few weeks ago, you thought closer to 50, but not quite 50. Now, here they are, 15-0. This is happening, isn't it?
I think it is, Brandon, because I do believe this team is too invested, too well coached to fall asleep at the switch now. And I think it ultimately benefits them to stay engaged all the way through the season because make it to the finish line, then they get the open week to refresh and re-energize. But if you get off the gas now, that can really hurt you come playoff time.
These two teams, they met in Houston earlier in the season with the Texans coming out on top. So if they can find a way to win here in Indianapolis, they would take the season series 2-0. They go play action with Burrow. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Gregory Rousseau in there to get him. Sack number 13 for him on the year. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Now it's Burrow. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back. But now they look at third down as a manageable situation, whether they have a much better chance of picking up.
He pushed forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. 11-90. They'll try and run for it. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration.
Okay, you and I are sitting up here getting ready to analyze whether they should go for it or not. Did you see the quarterback just point to the sideline and say, everybody back, I've got this call?
Well, you knew this side of the field, they're in plus territory, 4th and 1. He wasn't coming off the field.
No, he wasn't coming off the field. He wasn't letting the offense go with him at all. He said, we're staying out here, and we're picking this one up. That's some leadership right there. So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On 3rd down, Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Gano's kick is good, and it's now 3-0 Texans. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Third and 2. Here's Howell. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he is going to have a Colts first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. The Colts at 10-5 to start play. If they come into this one knowing it's been a while since they've had a W, they have dropped 4 in a row.
Let me tell you, when you go a month, partner, in this league, without a victory, it gets tough to come to work every day. And in addition, you start to wonder about your...
He rifles one that's intercepted. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Graham Gano on for the extra point. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter.
Next to score, Texans 10, Colts nothing.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Jordan Brooks on the tackle.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Once more, here's Eckler. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Powell throwing on 3rd down here. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Nick Bosa. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. 10-0 to score after 1 on EA Sports. The Colts send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
On 1, right?
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That one a 1st down pickup of 8. Another good run there. He's been good all season long. I don't know if he's going to win that MVP award, but just to be in the discussion, obviously that means he's had a great run.
The raw numbers put him in the discussion. Can he carry his team to enough victories? Can he put them in a spot where we say to ourselves, well, an MVP carries his team to the playoffs. That's what he's going to need in order to get that award.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense because, to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. And now they will throw it with Burrow. He's going to air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
Here we go, here we go. 11.
They'll run on first down. Knox. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Knox. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
Well, when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense.
Ready?
The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
11 MP paint. 11 MP paint. Stop.
Now a give, right side. Knox. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They stopped short. Down at the 1. Had the great move, but couldn't get it all the way home. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
That's a great run right there on first down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. With his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Gano the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0.
Texans 17, Colts nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
On 2nd and 11 now. Powell. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before it's taken down. 27 yards there, a first down.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, I can spin this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage. But when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Howell. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 32 that time.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Looking to throw on second down. Powell. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
For the field goal, a 50-yard attempt.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, trailing at the break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board. Give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
On one, ready?
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Already enjoying a two-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Ready?
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Burrow. The toss here completed to Pittman. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
On one, ready?
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Play action. It's Burrow. Going for the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Tommy Townsend on the punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. With it is Jackson. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Two quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They will throw on first down with Burrow. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
And some space here. 30. 10. Touchdown, Houston.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Extra point try, good by Gano. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled it to 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half. And this throw will be intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be...
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A 22-yard scamper. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Gano the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28.
Texans 31, Colts 3.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. From the 30 on second down, Powell. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Jordan Brooks with it. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD. And it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Down to the 42, second down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Up the middle they go. Knox. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
On 2nd down now. Knox. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now Burrow. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 17-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Knox. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On 2nd down, Knox. And the Texans are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. As a nice run there, gets them down to the 6-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
11 MP, paint.
On 1st down, Knox. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first time. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Austin Eckler, his 16th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts are able to claw one back. Jose Borregales for the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to 28. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. The run there on first down, going to get him 5 up to the 30. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They run the counter. Knox. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 176 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Up the middle they go. Knox. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Knox. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
11.
Burrow will throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run on first down. Knox. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That's good power football on first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Second and goal from inside the 5. They'll try again. And not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2. Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. Third and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is the time you go play action, throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Howell, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I believe the Colts were able to fall on this when they were. And so possession will remain with Indy. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
He's going to let it fly. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And the Texans are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Here we go. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Well, the offense has had a big day. He's been great running the football, but I don't think anybody liked that last result.
No, they didn't like the last result at all, but they have to look at it in total, don't they? They've had a big day running the football. You take an occasional loss or an occasional bad play along the way, but all in all, they have to like what they've done.
Here we go, here we
They
go.
need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Charles, a lot of happy faces.
It's alright, man. Cool. I been going there like deposit. You don't really brag about it when you know you got it. Real hard to read it, nigga hooked on finance. Say a lot of things and never catch like signing. So I'm gone. When I'm in my zone and get it going Donkey Kong. They got the hand dollar, will you give a dog a bone? I'm like, oh no, you gotta get it on your own. They get an attitude, I'm like, you better check your tone. They ain't got a job, need someone to take her home. I hop up in a car, whip like Indiana Jones. Going George Lucas, now I'm out here killing clones. Coming in strong like, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down. Boosted up my cardio, I used to get to run around. I've been doing this since I had to work in